Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and we're coming to you, if you couldn't tell, from the John Deere booth at Equip Expo 2025. We're super pumped to be here. You can see here, if you're watching on YouTube, this video will be on YouTube, be on socials, cut it up a little bit. We got Chase, too, here with me. Chase, this is year 3 or 4, I think, of getting to chat with you at Equip.
Yep.
So good to see you, man.
Good to be.
How are you?
Glad to be here, man.
How is Chase? Chase good?
Chase is good. We've had a couple of big projects that we've been working on for quite some time that we're debuting this week, and so it's always good to come to Equip, talk to our customers, but it's even better when you got new products to show and talk about.
Exactly,
right? So
yeah.
That makes it more worthwhile.
2 years ago was the Q8 launch, the Q800 series, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so that was a big year. Last year we were checking them out. We were running them this time last year, so it is October of 2025 if you're hearing this in the future. But, man, I'm excited. I want to get into lots of fun conversation today.
Yeah.
You know, this is not going to be a John Deere pitch for you. This is going to be really good action-focused content on some equipment that we have coming out, some equipment that's already out, what the future looks like for Deere, the things we're using day-to-day in our company. We are actively using these Q8 machines. That's the one I want to talk about a lot because I'm excited to hop into this conversation, man. I want you to walk through just kind of your history with Deere. You know, get people familiar with Chase. Tell me about yourself a little bit. You've been on the show before, but for somebody new who's never heard or hasn't been here in the past, talk to me about Chase. And then, you know, the reason I say that, I want to hear from you because you embody what John Deere brings into their people, right? And I was talking to Luke earlier, and it's like, man, John Deere across the board, long tenured employees. Yeah. We don't have any 1 or 2 years. I've literally never met those people. And so people that have been here 15, 20, 30, 40 years. So, Chase, I'll shut up and listen now. You take it away. Tell me about yourself, what you got going on, kind of your history with Deere, and then we'll hop into some cool equipment conversation today.
Yeah, so I appreciate the opportunity again to reconnect year after year. Unfortunately, this is the only opportunity we get to see each other.
Well, I keep waiting on a site visit to come up. Every year he's like, come on up, we'll take you to a plant. So I got that invite.
Yeah.
So
well, we can make it happen. So graduated college in 1998. I kind of grew up in a small business, but was at that point where I didn't really want to go home and do the same thing that I had been doing forever. So John Deere had just built the factory called John Deere Turf Care in North Carolina, not far from where I grew up, not far from NC State where I went to school. And they were hiring. So I'm like, why not just try something different? Try something different. My first job at John Deere, believe it or not, was actually answering phone calls, helping dealers diagnose technical problems. So immediately off the bat, I got ingrained in equipment. I got ingrained in customer support. I got ingrained with customers because sometimes those situations just were not pretty.
Yeah.
And so really enjoyed kind of that part of my career. So was there for a couple of years, and then, believe it or not, had the opportunity to move to Florida to be our district sales manager in Florida. So,
how long did you live down there?
2001 to 2005. So actually, my son was born just outside of Orlando. So love that area. But if you're going to work for John Deere and you're going to be successful in the state of Florida, you got to learn two things. You got to learn how to sell sugarcane tractors, right? And you got to be able to sell commercial mowing equipment to landscape contractors. And
they're mowing down there.
Yeah,
hey, buddy.
That's for sure. So I got the knack of it. Moved to Atlanta. We used to have a corporate sales office in Atlanta, Georgia, just outside. did mergers and acquisitions there for a while, and then had the opportunity to move back to North Carolina in 2007, and have been in a variety of roles. When I came back, I was the B2B segment marketing manager, so really my focus was kind of all of these products to landscape contractors, septic, construction, like any kind of B2B business that runs green or yellow iron. What was kind of the focus of my job. And then in 2000, I guess it would be 12, I had the opportunity to flip over into the product development space, and then actually coincidentally got to go back to the factory where I started from, which hardly ever happens in John Deere. But it's also the factory that I had a lot of passion for, right? I love this industry. I love our products. I love the fact that in John Deere space, this is an area of the business where we have to be even, super scrappy because, we're not the dominant market leader like we are in some other parts of our business. So, and then product development just, I don't know, I kind of just dialed it in and became good at it over the years. And, you always try to look for where you got a passion, and they say, if you can have a job or you can get up and go to work and do something you love every day. And, with any company, there's more frustrating days with others. But when you get to work on a project, kind of 3-4 years, and you engage customers really early, and then you stick with those customers and they see the evolution of that. And then when you come to a show like this and launch it, and then 2 years hear customers like yourself that say, I bought that machine and I run it every single day in my business, and it generates income for me and my wife and my family. Like, there's something tangible about that, and I just like that feeling, and it's just I'm just good at it, right?
Yeah, it's impact, right? Like, what impact are you having? I think it's huge. And I think that's good, like that is, you say that very humbly, like I'm good at it. That's something that has to be talked about, right? Like, you should be proud of the things you do every day.
You have to be, right? But it's also a constant evolution, right? When I got into product development, I'm an engineer by education, but I never worked in product development. I'd worked in customer support and sales and marketing and all these different areas. But I grew up, turning wrenches. My dad was a mechanic. None of this stuff was foreign to me. But then you have to learn new skills that you didn't know. Like, I knew nothing about how to do market research. So I had to teach and learn. I knew nothing about how to properly interview customers to get, the right kind of feedback out that you can use in product development. And so it was just this constant evolution of these hard skills and soft skills that you don't know you need, but then you figure out you need them, right? Just like sales for you. And, I got to be able to do all these different areas of my business, and product development's no different. And so just became really interesting, and I started to challenge John Deere in a bigger way in terms of how we can be more efficient, faster, how we can get better information. Like, the last thing you want to do is get into a project and spend millions of dollars and then carry it to a customer for the first time, and it doesn't go very well.
That's no good. Somebody didn't do their job right.
Correct. But you'd be surprised how often that happens, right? And so my litmus test is we do these early kind of concept and feasibility builds, and if we drop it off with a customer and we go back to pick it up, here's the true tell of whether you got a successful product or not. If it's in the shop waiting on you when you get there to pick it up, or if it's on the trailer and you're waiting for it to get back, right?
You're like, where can we meet today? We've got to get this machine back.
And
can I get 6 more hours out of it?
The true test is, can I just buy it from you? Exactly. Can you just leave it here?
It's worth it to me to not have to drop it off. Like,
that's when you know you got a home run, right?
Yeah.
So, and the Q8s were like that. It was like every customer we carried it to was like, hey, can you just leave it for a couple more days?
Yeah.
And that's when we're like,
I need to get a better feel for it.
We're dialing this thing in,
That's funny. So, well, that's a good transition. Chase has a spot on the radio. Sounds like transition is over here to the Q8s. Q800 series is the stand-on series from John Deere, and we have had those since really the first year they came out. We got our first one in 2023, which is when they launched.
You were early adopter. 24.
Was it 24?
Yeah. The new
it was.
one.
This is 5. Yeah. It was like March or April of 24 when we got ours. Yeah. So Wow, what a machine. I think with everything, it had its initial, like, bumps and things to get over. We had a few breakages and things on ours, but overall, the machine's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And, it's a total redesign from the last stand-on mower that John Deere had. Major improvements. Guys, if you're watching or listening to this, like, stay tuned to our YouTube series on this. We're doing full in-depth walkthroughs on these machines, and I wish I had a full video for you for the old series to see the difference on the things that have been improved. But the Q8 series is seriously now, like, it's an industry leader machine. What's up, Tim? How are you? Good. It is an industry-leading machine now in the stand-on space. Right?
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, we worked hard to make it that way.
Yeah, it is. And I guess why don't you just talk a little bit about the testing, the back end side that goes into building a machine like this.
Yeah.
And the reason I say testing is because sure, we've had bumps and bruises with our unit, but like overall it's been like cosmetics. It's been like literal like nuts and bolts breaking, not machine integrity breaking, right? Yeah. So talk to me about the process of even like designing a machine like this, building it, and really the Deere process, right? Because this is something that I've seen across the board. We started using Deere mowers in 2018. I used them for years before I even owned my first one in the company I was in. The things just don't break. Like they literally they don't break down. Like we don't have downtime for that. Yeah. So walk me through that. What was that process like, getting this thing up and running, and all the back end side? Yeah,
the Deere process is different than pretty much everybody else, right? Now I've never worked in any of these other companies, but I've been around it kind of long enough to understand how they bring products to market, and we've got some great competitors, and then how we bring products to market. We start our projects with kind of these theme statements or empathy statements, right? There's kind of these objectives that you're trying to accomplish with the project, and we want to have these statements versus product specifications, because product specifications can change over time, but really the customer problem that you're trying to solve should be fairly consistent throughout that design process. And so 2 or 3 of the things, I won't go through all of them, that we had on the board for the Q800 was we really wanted to increase performance and durability. The way we kind of broke that down was, let's use as many architecture components as we can from our sit-down Zs and for other parts of the business that are very robust and proven in nature. So engines, transmissions, decks, things like that. It also helps commonize parts. So if you've got a Z and a stand-on.
Some crossover there.
Correct, right? We don't want you to have a bunch of different parts for different kinds of machines. So that was one. The second thing was, it needs to hold a heel like a billy goat. Yep. I mean, that was literally written on the board. Our previous generation of machine, we felt like was subpar in the hillside performance characteristics. And
I mean, you could probably blow on it and slide down the hill a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of these. And so our engineering community did a fantastic job of benchmarking everybody in the industry, but then also setting a target of where we wanted to be. So there's a difference in we want to be as good as, and then there's a difference in we want to be a step function.
We want to be here.
We want to be a step function different, right? And that was really kind of the hillside stability approach. And then we just wanted it to be super simple. Yeah. And if you look at the machine, the way all the guards flip up and the way they come down and the way the access and serviceability is, it's just really simple. There's nothing complicated about it. And so we want it to be simple to use, simple to operate, and simple to work on and repair.
Yeah.
There was more, but that was the big 3. The fundamental problem that we had, or challenge that we had, it wasn't a problem, was can we put these proven architectural components together in a way that makes sense for a stand-on? And our 7-iron deck has always been the challenge, because that's a much wider deck than the other welded decks in the industry that compress it, but because we have to push that front spindle out so that we can get the proper airflow, it becomes a longer deck. And so our challenge was, can we put these integrated transmissions, and this 7-iron deck together in a way in an architecture that doesn't make the machine so long and defeat the purpose of, what you're trying to achieve with a stand-on, which is fast, quick, nimble, all the things that it excels at over a sit-down. And it took us 6 or 8 months of different prototypes, different concepts, but we finally kind of figured it out, and it wasn't trivial, to be honest with you. We've got some fantastic engineers. You talked about nobody's got 1 or 2 year careers with John Deere.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
And so, it took some very seasoned engineers to really kind of study this from a systems engineering standpoint and put it together. But, man, when we did, first concept we ever carried out kind of with this in its current form that it's in the market in today, like I said earlier, it was like we carried it out to a customer in Raleigh, a real good customer that we work with, and they were like, "Can you just leave it for the rest of the summer?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "All right, here we go."
Yeah, we're on to something.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And I'll tell you, that's something that I've seen, that I've noticed, and I think, I don't remember, I had this conversation with you or Eric or somebody 2 or 3 years ago, and it's like, I was asking the question, like, when are you going to get this? When are you going to get this, right? And what it comes down to is, like, y'all are not the first to market. Like, John Deere is
We're not fast.
John Deere is not fast,
No,
right?
we're not. Yeah.
They're not. You're not going to come out with leading new, like, but what you come out with works.
Yeah.
Continuously.
That's
what I mean by the testing process.
Yeah, there's a difference in being kind of like the bleeding edge and the leading edge.
Yep.
And, I mean, our goal is not to be on the bleeding edge, but our goal is also to bring the product to market right. And
Exactly.
And know that it's robust. Because at the end of the day, we take pride in the fact that you guys employ people, or you generate livelihood for your families and your children, right? And we take that responsibility serious.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to put out anything that jeopardizes our brand, but also your livelihood. That we don't. That's not optional for us. Kind of. I want to step back a little bit and maybe pick up with, once we got that initial customer feedback, from there we did a lot of focus groups and continued to dial it in. But at the same time, my team on the product development side, we have 2 jobs. Our job is to mature the product, make sure that it still resonates with the customer and what we set out to deliver connects. And then our job is to deliver the business case for the company and for our customers.
Yeah.
The engineering's job is to make sure that we have a technically viable product and that it meets our reliability metrics and our what we call PV&V, which is product verification and validation. And so that process is normally a 2-year process. So we'll run a series of test machines for a year, and then we will refine and then run a second year. So we do 2 cycles of testing
Before it comes to market.
Well before it comes to
Yeah.
market.
So
Thousands of cumulative hours.
So those were done in what, 2018, 19, 20, 21?
So project was initiated in, I remember doing customer focus groups in COVID virtually, which was the first time we had ever done that. So we would have started the project in 19. We would have tested in 21, 2, started ramping up for production in 23, and then launched them in 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's fantastic, man. It just works. Like, that's literally, it's as simple as I can, but it just works. Like, plain Jane, it works. It's simple. It's easy to use. It's not going to beat you to death. It's very comfortable to ride on. It's just, man, it just works. So, you got anything else on the Q8 before we move?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to talk to kind of our connectivity stuff in a different session, but I mean that is becoming a much bigger deal.
Yeah.
You use it to some. We've got some customers that are actively using it now, and to be able to have proof of service. I mean, I was talking to a customer earlier, and they were doing work for a property manager, and the property manager didn't think they had been showing up, and they were a remote property manager. And they were like, "We don't think you've been showing up. You're not on any of our cameras. We're not going to pay you guys." And the guy went to John Deere Operations Center, downloaded all his logs and the property maps, sent them to him, and in 2 weeks he had a check for the whole season.
That's wild. Holy cow, yeah.
So
there you go. There's the value in it right there.
It's becoming just a proof of service.
Yeah.
I mean, it's becoming a big deal.
And just like the maintenance aspects, like things
Yeah.
you can, it's crazy things
Yeah.
you can track that way. And that is, that's something I wanted to talk about in this series that we're doing with Deere, and talking through things that just people don't know about. Is like, guys, that is totally free. It's a totally free service to use, right? Once you do have to buy the modem when you're with your machine, but like that's a very nominal fee to have this data tracked for you.
And the modem doesn't have a cell phone charge. Like we throw in 5 years of cell phone service for free.
Yeah. So it is like, guys, get out there and just put the stuff to work, please. Like, but you gotta track the data. You can't grow with bad data. Bad inputs, bad outputs, right? And so get as many good inputs as you can. If you get an input that says, hey, we're spending this much time on a property and our mower's running for this long, then like, okay, you can go and actually fix some things, right? You can fix some numbers if you have to.
Yeah, if you're running Aspire or Leanscaper or what are you running? You run
LMN.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, the ability to track your actual versus your bid and estimate.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
and
not have to do it manually.
And if your guys are clocking 6 hours on a project, but your mowers are only running for 3 hours on a project, like, okay, where's the disconnect?
Right.
Maybe your guys aren't lying to you, but like, maybe they're having to spend way too much time pulling weeds, right? You only have an hour bid in.
Yeah.
But
we're doing some other cool stuff that we can talk about next year, kind of on this digital front.
Yeah.
There's some really cool stuff coming.
Well, that's good, because I was talking to the VP of Turf earlier, and I was talking. He's like, "What can we do better?" I said, "Dude." He said, what can we do to keep your loyalty? I said, just keep tech developing.
Yeah.
Like, tech is not going anywhere. Artificial intelligence isn't going anywhere. Like, keep that stuff coming. Keep it in your machine just quickly. Like, implement it as quickly as you can, and grow with it.
And it's funny you say that, because we're categorizing tech into two categories. There's onboard tech and then there's offboard tech, right? And onboard would be like the new 998 over there, which I don't know if we'll dig
That's
into.
where I wanted to go next.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you, this dude's a natural. He's just making transitions like crazy over here.
There is crazy tech in that, onboard tech, that enable like some just unbelievable feature unlocks in terms of offboard.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's go into it. I wanted to go there anyway. Like that.
Yeah.
You got that. You got fold down side mowers coming out, like wingbat mowers or bat wing mowers.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so there's the new Z998R. So it is our first kind of, I'll say, multi-wing deck in the sit-down ZTR category. It's coming in at exactly 100 inches. But I'll go back to the themes on the board, right? It was like, we can't be 5 years late to market and be a Me Too product. So that was number one, right? Toro Exmark, Hustler.
They've had these
great products out there that's been serving the customers for a long time. And we said, hey, we can't just be that. So we needed to be something different. The second thing was it's got to mow big and be small. That was literally.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so it can't be like crazy big on a property. It can't be crazy big on a trailer. But in terms of mower productivity, it needs to mow big.
Yep.
And then the last one was, we need to unlock value that our competitors are not unlocking.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'll follow it up with the ability with our machine to mow in 8 different deck configurations versus only everything down. We knew we had to solve that problem, because customers were telling us, it's like, I love this mower, but I can't do anything other than mow with.
So you're saying you can mow like one side up, one side down type thing?
That thing's got 3 individually controlled mower decks on it.
It's like 3 PTOs?
3. You can mow in any combination of those 3. So if you do the math, it's 8 different potential mowing combinations between those 3 decks, right? You can mow the 2 sides. You can mow one side. You can mow one side without the other 2, the center without the other 2.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so, but that's a hard problem to solve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really hard problem to solve.
And so, to do it safely.
Yeah, correct. But the way we solved that was we had to create a hybrid system. And so in this case, we chose to electrically control the wing decks, but not did we just want to electrically control them. We wanted electric motors with new spindle designs,
So it's all electrically controlled, not hydraulic.
There's not a belt or a spring or an idler or a pulley on those wing decks. No, like all those
it's
parts.
It's a plug. That's crazy.
It's a motor spindle combination that bolts into the deck and plugs in, right?
Wow.
And so, but I will tell you a quick story talking about how Deere does things differently. So we set out just to do an electric motor to control those, and our original concept was we would just replace our pulley kind of belt drive system and put a motor there with our existing spindle on the bottom end. We got into testing, and it really just, we were not happy with that. And so how serious we took this project was we actually delayed the entire project 1 year.
Until you figured that out?
Until we figured that out, and we came up with an integrated motor spindle design that's serviceable. So you can service the bottom end, and the result was I passed our spindle test. So we have a spindle test. You have to 18,500 feet, which is the ANSI standard for blade tip speed. You got to spin it at that full speed. You got to pop up a 1-inch steel spike, and it's got to stop like immediately without shattering the blade and breaking and creating other safety. So our normal design is 2 hits, and it pretty much is trashed. That one took 5 hits, and we went back out and cut grass with it. That's how robust that design is.
Holy cow.
Yep. So we're super happy about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that man, just having it all electrical, so like the maintenance on it, like there is none.
Well, the center deck's still mechanical, so you've got a typical drive shaft to a gearbox.
Yeah.
So it's pretty straightforward. But the wings, I mean, the way we've achieved it, I mean, there's no maintenance.
That's crazy, man. I'm excited to get some video of that.
Yeah, and we one of the other problems that we wanted to solve was just kind of really we wanted to drive productivity in a way that we felt like we could bring technology to enhance. So we this is the first kind of by-wire ZTR machine, I'd say non-electric machine that we brought to market. So it's the controls, the engines, the transmissions, they're all disconnected in a way that you can control those independently.
Yeah.
But you can also combine them in a way where it creates a smart powertrain. And so you can do a lot of creative things with software, like eliminate tire damage, tire scuff, right? Because the software knows what the rotation of that tire is doing. And you can also program modes. So we've got an echo mode, which is, let's just say you get into summer, starts to get dry. You don't want to burn.
Just cruising.
You don't want to burn all your gas, right? So that 20% fuel savings on the eco mode. We've also got a cut quality mode, which is, hey, this is my top client, right? They pay us for cut quality. Go to cut quality mode. Don't hold anything back. And then we've got just a normal kind of daily operation mode.
And that thing has a 43 horsepower diesel in it.
44 and a half, kind of intercooled turbo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a powerful machine.
Yeah.
So it's a big boy.
Rear discharge, I'm assuming, all the way across.
Rear discharge, 100 inches. And we dialed in the cut quality on that. I mean, rear discharge is rear discharge.
Yeah.
You're never.
You can do so much.
Yeah, you're never going to get side discharge, cut quality, but we've got it. If you mow every week, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you want cut quality and you're on a 2-week mow cycle, right, you're going to get the windrowing, which is typical from a rear discharge. But
it's better than clumping the side's going to give you, right?
Man.
Like the side's going to give you. You're either going to clump it all up or you're going to have to go over it 4 times,
correct.
right? So we have a property where I would love a rear discharge. It's every 2 weeks, but like it would be fine. If we could just leave thin lines of grass laying out there, it'd be fine. But
I'll tell you something, man, talking about rear discharge. So we brought kind of end of last year, and we didn't really do a good job of announcing it or promoting it, but we put a 60-inch rear discharge on a stand-on.
On the Q8,
It's up there.
I saw it up there, yeah.
We've sold quite a few, but hands down, everybody that has bought one of those machines says, I love it.
Yeah.
Because I can trim on both sides.
Exactly.
And the visibility, once you get up there and you don't have that chute kind of blocking it, and you can crisply see kind of both sides, your overlap starts to go down. So you get past the pass, you just get more efficient.
You're maximizing it. Yeah, 100%.
So, yep.
Man, jeez Louise.
Where do we
so
wanna
much
go?
stuff. So much stuff going on out here. I mean, like, watching the people come into the booth, watching the kids getting the skid steer, like super cool.
Speaking of skid steers, man, you've been getting a lot of stick time on one. Like
yeah,
that.
I have. Yeah, I'm sitting there. I have the 317G. So
how coincidence!
I wasn't big money enough to get the P version. My salesman did want me to get a P. He was like, "Are you sure you don't want to hold out and get a P?" I was like, "No, I'll get the G. It's fine. It's going to do what I need it to do." But yeah, we got a 317. That unit right there, just not as fancy. We did get enclosed cab.
Yeah.
So very happy about that.
Every time you post, man, you're getting some stick time. You're a pretty good operator now at this point.
I really am. You talk about being proud about things, like being good at certain things. For some weird reason, I've never run a skid steer prior to owning this one. I think I ran like here at a demo before. That was literally
so fun once you learn how to operate them.
Dude, it's fun, and I'm like half decent at it. Like I can grade pretty decent. It's just one of those things I picked up naturally. But it is fun. Like in this one, I tell you, the only thing that I wish, right? The only thing I wish is that everybody in the industry could get the fold-up door figured out, right? You get the fold-up door figured out, you would solve a lot of problems.
That bucket rising up over your head's a hard problem to solve.
It is, because that was that was one thing going into it. I was like, this is fine. Everybody has skid steer, because I think it's an orange brand that has the fold-up door on it, but. I was like, it's fine. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. It's a pretty big deal. Not being able to open the door with the bucket halfway up, like it does matter a lot. So we catch ourselves now, like we take the door off a pretty frequent amount. We'll pull those pins and pop it off there. Funny story on that, if you want to laugh.
Sure.
I don't know if I've ever even shared this publicly. We defensive parking positions overnight on a trailer, right? So putting it on the tongue of the trailer so nobody can take the trailer away. And it was on a little bit of an incline going downhill, right? So tongue is, if you're watching, you'll see this. Tongue is facing this way, skid steer's facing this way, bucket's up over the tongue facing down, right? And we're on an incline like this. And skid steer's blocked, right? But I didn't block trailer's blocked under the tires. I did not chalk the skid steer.
Right.
And parking brake was on, but I didn't chalk the skid steer. Well, overnight.
You got a tire machine or a track machine? Obviously a
track.
tire.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Track.
Yeah.
So I did not. We got out of it. I got out of it, and I just left enough room, just barely enough room to get that door open over the hydraulic hoses to get out of it. Overnight, that thing it inched down half an inch, 2 inches, like just enough. And I got back in the morning, and I was like,
"What are we gonna do?
We can't get in. Like we were literally stuck outside. We can't get in." And this was before I knew it. Like I was being ignorant. I look back on it, I'm like, I'm an idiot. Like, what was I thinking? But for me, I just went to the first thing that I saw. I was like, oh, these orange quick releases. This is going to be no-brainer. We'll just pop these orange things off, take the door off, put it back on, and be good. Yeah. That's not okay. Those orange things are made to come off and not go back on. Those are like life or death scenario.
Exactly. It's like pulling the emergency in a fighter jet. Yeah.
Exactly. I thought these things were just like, again, this is my ignorance showing here. But I was like, oh, you just twist these things and you'll be fine. You just hop out, put them back on, and get back in. Not the case. They like fall apart, and you have to like put. Have you ever seen it? Have you seen the insides of them?
You're the first person I've ever known that's pulled them.
So yeah, there's like some I don't know, some nuts, bolts, something in there. I took it to the dealer, and they were like, yeah, we're just ordering new ones. By the time, because you can put them back together.
What did you do, Jeremiah? We've never ordered these parts before.
Literally, they were like, yeah, you don't pull these out typically. This is like if you're running into a river and you need to get out and save yourself, or the machine catches on fire. Well, when really easily, all I could do is pull that cotter pin and pull those 4 bolts out and just pull the door off. I don't know why we didn't think of that. We just, again, in the moment, it was like we were late on a job. It was super hot. I was like, just get this thing off. We had to go, and so that cost me $800 at the dealer to get put back together. But it was a good learning.
That's a life lesson right there.
Life lesson.
You've learned 2 things: 1, how to take the door off, and 2, not to leave the bucket. The bucket's going to leak down.
One of my guys did it 2 weeks ago. I was like, dude, do you not remember what happened last time? And sure, we had to take the door off the right way that time. Yeah. But I was like, dude, do you not remember this happened like 3 months ago? It cost me $1,000.
Just get you some wood pieces, and then that way it'll keep them from dropping down. That's what we do.
Wood pieces where?
Just put them underneath the lift cylinders.
Really?
Yeah. Doug can show you how to do them over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just cut some and leave them in the back of the truck.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. There you go. So you do learn something new. But overall, yeah, we love that machine. Built like a tank. We run it. We've got a couple hundred hours on it so far, and we got it back in June. So no, May or June. Yeah. But it's been It's been fantastic. I've been running a John Deere excavator too, through a rental that we use on all of our projects. So it's been nice.
So just to tie it all together, like we're not the number one brand in this landscape contractor industry. But,
yeah,
dude, we got a lot of people getting up every day, working hard, like to earn you guys business.
Yeah.
So it makes me happy, right? That like, you know, our yellow products hitting what it's supposed to hit in terms of hitting the marks with our customers. Our mowing equipment's really taking leaps forward right now. And
mowing equipment the last 5 years has made, I think, the biggest leaps and bounds growth.
In the next 5 years, you're going to see more change in the mowing space than, the thing about it is you can only get so much productivity out of these, I'll call them legacy architectures. And when I say legacy architectures, it's basically switch and relay electrical logic. So, you know, no CAN, no real VCU, vehicle controller units. And then you've also got just everything's mechanical linkage. Your brakes are mechanical linkage, your steering's mechanical linkage. There's really no software to speak of on the machines, which makes them super simple and easy to work on. But at some point, if you want to make a step function change in productivity, right, which is what you guys are all about, you have to adopt certain levels of technology that unlock.
Look at cars the last 15
years. Look at those
years.
skid steers, right?
Like, you can't work on a car now.
Correct.
You have to take a thing that the average Joe's not working on a car.
Yeah.
But it's car, like, the ins and the outs of a car is not what they were 20 years ago. They're 10 times better.
Yeah. And the technology that we're bringing on that new 997 and 998, right? That's our first foray into learning how to take this next technology leap. We've learned hybrid, right? We can independently control decks. You know, we can tie them all together. The steering is drive-by-wire. We've got a lot of software. The software payload on that we can just replicate to almost every single one of these machines.
You're like laying the foundation with that machine for
the
future,
next generation of mowers, without question, right?
Before we wrap up here, talk to me about autonomy, right?
Yeah.
Because, and you can say what you can or can't say here, but autonomy is AI is coming, tech's coming, autonomy is coming, right? Like, as a landscape professional, I need to have my guys doing the highest revenue per hour task they can be doing, right? Let's just be honest. Mowing is not that,
correct,
right? Like, mowing is not a high revenue per hour task. So I need to have my mowers mowing while my guys are doing $150 revenue per hour tasks. So what does autonomy look like with Deere in the future? How do we grow? How do we move forward? How do we change the industry with autonomy?
So that's a complicated question. I'm going to try to break it down in kind of a simple way, right? So when you think about autonomy, right, there's kind of three buckets that I put autonomy in, right? There's the smaller robot kind of category, which there's no shortage of people.
To me, that's robotics. Like,
right.
That's how I classify it.
But it's autonomous,
it is,
right?
Yep.
You know, there's certain properties, certain dynamics, and there's people that are getting good at swarming those together to be able to cover larger swaths, but at the end of the day, they have their limitations, right? So that's kind of the smaller autonomous robotics. Now pivot to the other end, which is you got just big, wide open fields.
Yep.
You don't have much.
Just go let them loose.
Yep. Just go let them loose, right? So that's where you're seeing companies like the Wright and Greensey. Greensey have some success, and there's properties on both ends of those, but the big swath of properties is not
in the middle.
It's not either one of those, right? And the reality is, we're focused on the ability to serve all the properties that landscape contractors mow.
Yeah.
Including the smaller ones and for sure the bigger ones. The bigger ones are the easiest use case, and you know we could probably get there today, but we're working on something more challenging. So. We showed our electric stand-on autonomous machine at Consumer Electronics Show last year.
Yep.
In January of this year, January 2025, under the John Deere autonomy umbrella. So at that show, we had our large autonomy tractor. We also had our articulated dump truck, which is called Project Dune. What a great project!
Yeah,
by
that's
the way,
awesome, man.
right? Then we had our high-value crop or vineyard kind of autonomous spraying tractor, and then we had our mowing project. So that was the first time. Now, granted, we had only been working on this about 9 months at that time. So that was a big stretch for us to go. But we are two things. Very fortunate to have a lot of capabilities inside of John Deere to be able to pull from.
Yeah.
So we had 3 other autonomy projects that were already in flight. Several years ago, we bought a technology company called Blue River. Great technology partners with us on the equipment side. And so for the last couple of years, we've been working with Blue River to integrate an autonomy stack solution into a couple of our core machines. Our goal this year was to successfully mow our factory and our office in Cary autonomously under canopy with GNS drop.
Yeah.
We successfully did that in July, so we were 3 or 4 months ahead of schedule.
Wow.
And as a result, we actually went to customer properties this year, and so we're probably 6 or 8 months ahead of schedule because we've got so much capability to pull from internally. We will be showing that product to your audience. Keep it dated. So we're in October of 2025 now. The NALP Elevate show is coming up in 2 weeks. We will be showing that product there for the first time to the landscape contractor industry. And then we'll be out in full force next year, continuing to refine our product. And then it'll be here next year. So
Launch date?
Not launch, but
it'll be around.
It'll be around. You know how we are, right? When we launch something, it's ready, but
it's go time.
It's go time. But we'll have enough confidence to be here.
Yeah, to show
year.
it off.
That's
cool.
And we've got a lot of learnings under our belt, and so we're excited about where we're going with that product. So, and I've got landscape contractor autonomy and golf autonomy, so I actually manage both.
There you go. Okay.
I actually manage both those portfolios.
What kind of golf courses can you get us on to?
Where you want to go, man?
Where I don't know. I don't know. I see a lot of green out there. So
golf, man. We're that's another category. What we're super fortunate in. We didn't start out number one. We got 2 great competitors over there, but we have been working extremely hard for the last 10 years. And
when you have a PGA event that is your name, you probably should be pretty good at it, right?
We take pride in it. But,
that's awesome.
But the ability to share kind of autonomy across customer segments. Look, at the end of the day, again, I reinforce, we're just making tall grass short.
Yeah.
The expectations of a landscape customer are very different than a golf course. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we want healthy turf, right? We want properly managed turf, and we want beautiful turf. I think that's true regardless of whether it's one of your customers or whether it's a golf course.
Yeah, so, I love it, man. I love it. Well, Chase, I appreciate it, buddy. So much noise going on out here. I hope the audio turned out all right. It is one of those things. It's hustle and bustle, guys. There's thousands of people walking by here, people in and out of machines. What a time to be alive, right? To be able to come to an event like this for $20, $30 to get in the door and see this amount of equipment, get your hands on it, go outside and test it, right?
It's one of the few expos or events around the world that actually has a ride and drive, right?
Like almost every machine in here is outside.
A lot. Yeah.
Like every machine that is in this booth to show off is outside for the most part.
And the ability to tie in like arborist demos if you're into arborist and talk to your spray people. To go back here, like this whole back booth.
We walked through that this morning,
That's insane.
Yep. It's crazy.
Like, I could drop some coin back there.
Yeah. exactly. So
you need to open up a branch in North Carolina, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, guys, I appreciate you tuning in, watching, listening. This is, again, part of a longer series we have going with Deere here, and you're going to see a lot more in-depth content on these machines. 1, from here at the show. 2, at home, us using them in the field, actually seeing how they work, how they operate, the good and the bad of them, right? This is not just this is a great machine, right? We're going to show you the things that actually break on them, right? I told you we have some things that actually did mess up. We'll talk about those and make sure that hey, this is what you're going into, and these have all been fixed for the most part, right?
Yep.
Those are the things that matter. Dealer support is huge, right? That. Just being when you're developing products, right, dealers want good products because if they're pushing bad products out the door, then they're the ones that are taking the heat, right? I don't think you get the heat necessarily that much from the customer side, right? I'm not calling Chase when my mower breaks down, right? I'm calling my dealer and saying, hey, get this fixed.
Man, our dealers are just, their value is just underestimated.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so undervalued.
And the scope of customers that John Deere dealers have to support, right, from big ag to landscape contractor to residential, and do it all at a level that is like crazy high expectations.
Yep.
Like we've got some of the best. So.
Some of the best. So appreciate it, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. If we can ever help you, reach out and let us know. Chase, where can they follow you? LinkedIn, all that stuff?
LinkedIn for sure. Ron or Chase2, last name TEW. I don't have Instagram or anything from a work account, but LinkedIn's the best place. Yep.
Awesome. Guys, we love you. We care about you. Appreciate you. Stay tuned for the rest of this series. Lots of good stuff coming. We're going to have a couple more shows here at Equip. We're going to talk to you about John Deere Financial, talk to you about the Ops Center that's happening, what's going on in that, and how we hit on it today a little bit, the free service, literally free software for you to use in your company to get good data, good inputs, good outputs, bad inputs, bad outputs, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up, guys, and we'll see you here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.